Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton. It's time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side for now. And one of those daytime TV shows that we're doing is Days of Our Lives. And what's interesting is that this past week of Days of Our Lives, there was actually only, I think, 3 episodes that aired. I'm not quite sure what was going on. It was the first week of June, so I'm not quite sure what was going on, why we didn't have all of our... It was the first full week of June. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. But it was cool. It was fine. So we actually got to meet Leo's lawyer, who is played by Gilles Marini, who was in... He was the one who showed his penis off in Sex and the City, the movie. And he was also in... And he's got a nice one. And he also was in... He was in Dancing with the Stars. Twice, I think, because I think he came back for when they did the All-Star season. I think he came back for that. So that was cool. He was in that twice. And now he is on Days of Our Lives, which is really cool. And he's kind of a shark, too. Like, you know, Kate hired him and she promised to pay him a lot of money. And he knows that he knows 100% that the case is full-on bullshit. But it's his job to convince a jury that it isn't. So he shows up to this meeting with Sonny and Justin. And Leo is already like, you know, I could never, you know, you wanted me to sleep with you to get their job at Titan, blah, blah, blah. And Sonny's like, you know, I'm the one that was putting the brakes on the relationship because we worked together. This is ridiculous. And he's like, I'm going to have all my friends just know that I met this guy on this dating app. And you're like, okay, what dating app? Show us. So he's like, okay, fine. This is the dating app. This is his profile. And he's like, oh, his profile's gone. Okay, let's talk about that. Really? You're not going to screenshot that shit the minute you get that lawsuit bullshit? Seriously? I mean, come on, that's just common sense. I'm just saying, common sense. It's like when people do a dirty delete, and a dirty delete is when you put something in there and then you end up changing your mind and deleting it. It's not really that egregious of an offense, but like if you join some Facebook groups, they don't allow that at all. Like, you can't do that. You either say what you're going to say, I said what I said, or you don't. So this time, you know, Leo dirty deleted his profile and it fucked over Sonny. And then again, he was like, so who all could you ask to say that he had a profile that isn't your family or friend that wouldn't lie for you? And he couldn't come up with anyone. So, strike 2, Sonny. And then strike 3, he's like, and plus we have these text messages. And he gives them hard paper copies, which is genius. And they were of all these naughty text messages that Sonny had sent to Leo from his phone, which actually Leo sent to himself. And then deleted the messages. Genius. I'm sorry, but the kid knows what he's doing. And Kate is pulling the strings. And let me tell you, this guy, he is all about Kate. He loves him some Kate. So that's good. I think it would be nice for Kate to have someone in her life. Not necessarily Andre, not Clyde Weston, you know, not Roman either, because Roman's a little too good for her. Sorry. But, yeah, I think it would be nice to see her with someone. It would be, you know, a nice way to pass the time. I mean, obviously she's not going to get with Rafe because Rafe is with Hope. You know, that kills me too, because, you know, Hope's biggest rival in life wasn't necessarily Carly Manning, but really was Billy Reed, who is Kate's daughter. So I think that's very interesting that, you know, she ends up sleeping with Hope's fiance. Well, she slept with them way before. Hope ever got involved with him. Back when Bo was still alive, she was sleeping with Rafe. Okay, so what's interesting though is that, okay, if we recall, when Kate was sleeping with Rafe, he was in the hospital. He's been in the hospital a few times, but I'm not quite sure why this time. I'm going to have to go back to my memory banks and try to figure it out. But he was in the hospital for something. And she hired this doctor who was, famous for knowing how to fix people that, I don't know what, it was like a physical therapist maybe. She needed a good physical therapist. So she hired this doctor named Jordan, and Jordan is actually played by Chriselle Stous, who is now married to Justin Hartley from This Is Us. And Jordan was, what was her last name? Jordan? I don't remember, but she was, some guy named Jordan, but then she saw that it was a girl named Jordan, and she was like, and then she became real flirty with Rafe, and then they ended up hooking up. And they were together for a long time. And her brother is Ben Weston. Okay, that's where I was going with this. I was getting into kind of the backstory of what brought Ben Weston to town at first. So Ben Weston comes to town, and he was originally played by Justin Gaston, and he ended up being Robert Scott Wilson. Is that his name, Robert Scott Wilson? Yes, Robert Scott Wilson, yes. I keep getting mixed up between Robert Scott Wilson and Robert Palmer Watkins, who played Dylan on General Hospital. Okay, so he comes to town. He starts off as like the perfect all-American boy. Yeah, him and his sister were on the run and hiding from something, but he comes to town, and then, of course, he falls in love with Abigail, which is a big mess. And then Abigail, is torn between Ben and Chad, or her true love, Chad. So, she kind of drove him a little bit crazy. And when I say she drove him crazy, she literally drove him crazy. Like, he killed people. He killed Serena. He killed Paige. He killed Wendy, who was the doula. She was the midwife for Abby when she gave birth to Thomas. And then he attempted to kill Will, but he didn't kill Will because we all found out that Will was still alive. Don't get me started. But this is Days of Our Lives. At least this show is consistent, because Days of Our Lives is not the only show to do these ridiculous plots, right? But they do it consistently. So, if you're going to write something that is just so ridiculous, it's a good thing that you're writing it for Days of Our Lives, because it just makes sense. It just makes sense. Because, you're like, okay, well, this is Days, whatever. But, like, when General Hospital is doing that whole Casey the Alien and Lumina story, it's like, are you serious? Are you for real right now? Casey the Alien? Yeah. Or they had Zachary the Alien. Remember Zachary the Alien on Guiding Light? That was played by Brody Hutzler, who ended up playing Patrick on Days of Our Lives, Patrick Lockhart, who got involved with Hope also. Yeah, he played an alien on Guiding Light. Oh my God, it's just, I cannot. And when I say alien, I don't mean like Alien Gonzalez, like, I mean like space alien. So ridiculous. Okay, whatever. So Ben has been released from prison. And, Hope's throwing a fit about it. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe that they, and Marlena didn't stop him. And Marlena was like, I actually went in with the intention of stopping him, but I couldn't. He does seem like he's sane now. And then Ben shows up at Will's. And he's like, I just want to make amends. And Chad's like, I'll drive you to the end of town. I'm going to dump you off. And he's like, okay, I'll go. So he dumps him off at the end of town, and where he comes upon Sierra. Now, let's rewind. So Sierra, you know, because of her rape by Chase, she's still got a lot inside that she hasn't really dealt with yet. And so when she was getting hot and heavy with Trip, she kept hearing Chase's voice, and she was like, hold on, no, I'm going to bed. and he was like, and then the next day they were kissing again, and she heard that. She's like, you know what, I need to break up with you. So she breaks up with Trip, right? Claire comes home. Theo's dumped her. Well, thank goodness, because this whole long distance relationship bullshit, it's got to go. So I'm glad that is done. Theo's dumped Claire. And so Claire is free. Trip is now free because Sierra just dumped Trip. So the two of them hook up and they're starting to have sex. And when Sierra comes home, because Sierra she's been talking about this with her mom, Hope. She's been talking about this with Kayla. And they all tell her that Trip can handle it. You can tell Trip, he'll be fine. So she tells Trip, but she walks in, well, she's going to tell Trip, and she walks in on Trip with Claire. And Claire already knows the secret, so she, you know, when it comes out that the reason why she dumped him was because she's still dealing with a lot of stuff, you know, Claire's like, he doesn't know, you've got to tell him, just tell him. And so she tells him that, you know, she was raped by this guy Chase in about 2 years ago, which is before Trip came to town. And he feels so bad. And he was like, I wish I would have known. I would have, you know, and she's like, no, it's fine, whatever. We're broken up. You can do what you want, you know. Oh my God. And then, you know, Claire was just pointing out the obvious. She's like, he's only hooking up with me because you dumped him. You dumped him. And she's like, oh, so now it's all my fault? Really? That is called passive aggressive. That's some bullshit right there. I'm not even drunk. I'm not even drinking anything. It's the morning. I'm not even drinking anything. Isn't that crazy? I think it's just because of the way I speak. I probably pull in a lot of air, and so it has to come out, and that's why I'm a little bit belchy on these things. Whatever. Everyone belches. It's not like I'm sitting here farting on television. I mean, come on. Okay. Anyway, so Sierra ends up just leaving. She's like, whatever. She leaves, and then she's riding her motorcycle, or actually her father's motorcycle. And then she gets in this motorcycle accident, and she's laying on the side of the road unconscious, and then next thing you know, Ben walks up to her. And I think this is the beginning of sin, or Sierra and Ben. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. You can hashtag days or DOOL to talk days of our lives, or you can also hashtag YR to talk Young and the Restless. Oh my God, I can't wait to talk Young and the Restless. And you can hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. You can give this video a thumbs up. And you can also look around for my Storytime with Angel Benton series. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for logging on today. Have a great day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.